So today we're going to be talking about a new feature inside Luminar NEO called HDR Merge. And as the name says, it's meant to combine pictures of different exposures into one, so that you have a little bit more dynamic range when editing this photo. So we're going to see how good it is and how it compares to Lightroom. Yeah, Mary. In this channel I help with the tech tools to be creative. And finally, the long-awaited feature HDR Merge is available inside Luminar NEO. So let's not waste any time, let's just go inside Luminar NEO. I'm gonna show you how it works, what are the settings you can change and tweak. We're gonna see two sets of pictures and I'm going to compare the results with Lightroom. Let's check it out. Alright, so here I'm already inside Luminar NEO and I'm not going to go into the details of how to import pictures or anything like that, because this you can see in this video over here. So for now, I'm just going to go directly to the library, to the catalog here, and I've already selected some pictures. And for this test, obviously, I tried to choose pictures that I had shot already in camera, not with a HDR mode, but bracketing, meaning that I took several different exposures of the same picture so that we had some more dynamic range. And here you can see that I have, for example, these three in which I have exactly the same position, but with different exposures. And of course, you're gonna notice that the pictures aren't exactly the same with different exposures because they are taken one right after the other. So there's a difference in some fractions of seconds here. As you can see, the difference in my shoes, my feet, and maybe some other elements in the screen. The way that this works is that if you have your Luminar NEO updated to the latest version, and to do that, you can just come to click in Luminar, and from here you can come to Help and About Luminar NEO. You're gonna see the version and you should be in version at least 1.2.0 153. If so, you're gonna see also this small puzzle icon over here, and all you have to do is click on it. And you're gonna be able to see the extensions available for this version of Luminar NEO, which right now is exactly the HDR Merge. In my case, it's already installed. In yours, if it's not, just click Install here, and you're gonna go through the procedure of installing it. It's gonna be available inside the main software, so you don't need to open another window or something like that. Once it is installed, you have to see it over here on the right. There's this box now called HDR Merge. If you don't see it, you can close and reopen the app or maybe restart your computer. But if you see it already, you're gonna be seeing that it says you can drag from 1 to 10 photos here to start, and you have the small gear icon here in which you can also set some extra settings, parameters. But let's do this after choosing the pictures. So I'm just going to pick these three. And to do it, you simply have to click and drag them inside the box here. And then now Luminar NEO is gonna tell you that this one here is the one with the exposure with 2 stops below the normal one. This is the normal exposure, and this is the one with 2 stops over. And now if you click the gear icon, everything is available for you to change. And the first one is auto alignment, and this is very useful because especially if you're not doing it with a tripod, you might have the framing a little bit different between the pictures, but even with a tripod, I really recommend you to do this because it just puts everything in the same place. So I'm just gonna click this one. And ghost reduction is exactly to minimize the problems of things moving around. Like for example, my feet, me moving, and also flags or leaves or anything in the scene that could be changing from one to the other. The software is gonna try to understand what moved and it's going to choose one of the pictures to represent that part. So yes, I want it, and here it's gonna ask me which reference image do I want it to consider. So if it has to choose from which image do I want, and I'm just going to pick the middle one, which is the middle exposure, just to be sure. And here you can set the strength of this effect from low to highest. If you put low in some pictures that have too much movement between them, you might end up with some weird artifacts. But also the opposite, if you always put highest and there wasn't much movement at all, you might induce something that wasn't there. So I like to begin trying with medium to see the result, and if I'm not happy, I come back and I try it again. So I'm just gonna click medium. Here you could remove all images if you wanted to just start all over again. In this case I don't, so I'll just click the icon again, and to begin doing it, you just click merge. Okay. So now we just have to wait for it to complete, and when it's over, it's going to create this folder over here called HDR Merge, and the picture is gonna be over there. Okay, so looks like it's over, and here we have it. So now what you can see is that many parts of the scene that were very dark before are now more visible, and the very bright parts, like especially on the back here, they really have the highlights reduced a little bit. So now what happens is, instead of just having the dynamic range of the middle shot that we took, now you have it extended to the both edges, either to the dark parts or to the bright parts. So if I just go into edit here and do something very basic, like for example lifting the shadows a little bit or just reducing the highlights, I'm gonna be able to recover much more of the detail than what I had with just one of the pictures. Just a quick note, because I was worried about this green tint over here when I first saw this picture, and actually it was caused by a pharmacy cross sign just behind us there. So this green light actually existed in the scene. So let's take a look at two different things here. First one is how it looks here in the dark parts compared to how the darkest picture would look if we just lifted the shadows. And as you can see right now, it has way less noise in the merged HDR version than in the original dark one, meaning that Luminar tried to get this detail here from the brightest exposure picture. The second thing that we have to inspect is if my movement looks natural and very still, or if there's any kind of shadowing or ghosting or something like that. And as you can see, it looks pretty steady and I look very still there, like I was taken from only one of the pictures and not a mix of them. So overall, editing this picture now should be much easier than editing any of these individually. And just out of curiosity, let's take a look at the darkest one here. How dark were the shadows over here? Also in the medium one, you almost have no detail on the arch over here, except for the brightest one where you can see it a little bit better, you can see the texture. And on the other hand, on the brightest one, you almost have no detail anymore on the buildings here, you don't have the texture on the wall anymore. Instead, on the darkest one, you have it perfectly, also on the medium one actually. So overall, I was quite happy with the result. It was very fast and easy to do. Okay, so let's try on a second set of pictures here. I'm just going to remove all of the images that we used before, and I'm just going to grab these three and do the same. I'm just gonna move it there to the box, click merge, and let's see how they look. Okay, so it's finished, and let's take a look here on the merged HDR. And just like the picture before, it just looks very good. Everything looks very bright. There's not a lot of noise anywhere that I can see. And especially there were so many cables and things that could have moved and created some ghosting, but I see nothing special going on. And as you can see in the original ones, we have the sky very clear in the darkest one, and also the details below here much better on the last one. So it's really useful to do some HDR merging in these kind of shots. The ghosting on this one also worked pretty well with all these leaves and the people moving over here. I don't see any kind of blur or anything weird. The only thing that I noticed in this picture and that we can still correct is that if I zoom in to 300%, there's a bird over here and we can still see a little bit of the trace of some other picture over here, which is something that it's very easy to fix. But when you're looking at the picture like this, it's impossible to notice. Okay, so let's take a look how Lightroom deals with the same pictures and compare them on the screen for you. So the process inside Lightroom is very similar. You just go right click and choose Photo Merge HDR. But then the settings box appears for you and you have some different options than Luminar. You're still gonna have the auto align just like there. You have auto settings so that Lightroom is going to do like a basic editing for you. The ghosting you have from none to high, and you can group all of the pictures inside one stack. This checkbox over here actually allows you to see what Lightroom detected as being different from one picture to the other and what it's dealing with when it's deghosting the image to produce a final outcome. And in this case, it's mostly me moving. But if I change to medium, like Luminar NEO, it notices that mainly what moved was my arm and my legs, but my body here didn't move that much. So I'm just going to leave it at medium and I'm going to merge these into a new HDR image and let's see the result. Alright, so this is the final version inside Lightroom, and as you can see, it did some very different choices from Luminar NEO, meaning that especially on the upper part here, it actually chose some parts that aren't that bright. So if I lift it up like this, we're going to be able to compare how much noise we have in this area here. I'm going to roll down the highlights a little bit more. Okay, so let's check. Here we have a lot of detail, but a little bit of noise. Let's compare with Luminar NEO to see which one is better. And regarding my movements, you can see that it shows very well for the legs, but with the medium strength, look what happened to my face. It wasn't just enough. I moved just a little bit between one shot and the other, but it was already enough for the software in the medium strength not to understand this part over here that was necessary. So actually I'm gonna go back and I'm going to redo this as high on Lightroom. Okay, new one is ready, let's take a look. And yeah, now my face is perfect, also the body has no problems at all. It still insisted in choosing the upper part here from a little bit darker image. So let's just lift the shadows here a little bit. Let's try to bring this a little bit more so that we can see it a bit better. Okay, I'm just going to exaggerate here a little bit so that we can see this part really well. I'm just going to split the screen here between both softwares. And let's zoom in to 200%. Okay, a bit more. Yeah, here we go. So as you can see now, Luminar NEO on the left and Lightroom on the right, we have the same spot on the arch with the kind of same exposure on both of them. And on Luminar NEO, you can see a little bit more detail on the wall, but at the cost of having a little bit of more noise. In Lightroom, it's definitely softer, but with a little bit less noise. So this is how both of them treat the same kinds of images. So from here on, you could denoise a little bit of the Luminar NEO picture, or you could add some sharpness to the picture on Lightroom to get similar results between them. But this is us being very picky here to try to understand precisely what's the difference between them. Actually, I would never brighten that much the upper arch here, because it's supposed to be a little bit darker than the rest of the image. And also with the middle part being a little bit brighter, it calls more attention to the subject of our picture. And that's how it works. Regarding performance, they had roughly the same time to render both HDR images. In Lightroom, the feature is embedded inside the software, so if you have the subscription for it, you're gonna have it already. If you find Luminar NEO interesting, you can check the link in the description to download it and try it for yourself. And if you wanna use the HDR Merge function, if you have already the subscription for Luminar, it's going to be included already. If you had one of the previous versions and you had Aurora HDR, you can also get this extension. But now, if you're in Luminar NEO already and you pay the lifetime license for the software, you're gonna have to pay a different license also for this extension. And you can check everything about it again in the link in the description. Alright, that's all for today. And if you have any comments or doubts, just write them in the comment section below. I answer absolutely everyone. And if you wanna keep watching something that is interesting about Luminar NEO, just check this video over here. And I'll see you over there. Ciao!